Good day and welcome to this week's edition of Tourismus Namibia, where we always bring you a couple of topics, destinations, and then another theme under To The Point. My name is Frank Steffen, as you can see there on the screen, and I will be taking you through the show today, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. First up, we've got topics.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Yeah, topics it is. And so first of all, we've got the Internationale Tourismusbörse, probably better known as the ITB, which is the ITB, the Tourism Expo in Berlin. And that was in full swing in Berlin this week. Börse being the expression mostly used for a stock exchange, the ITB is in English often referred to as the International Tourism Exchange, and it literally allows the exchange of news, developments and opportunities in a much, much bigger way than our tourism expo in Namibia. But it's the same idea, and this year our focus will be on Casa. It's obviously much bigger. The reason why I showed you that picture just now, and maybe we can show you once again if you look there, it has a special part which is just dedicated to LGBTQ community. Now, obviously don't want to labor the point, but the point that I would want to make today, it actually shows you how important it is that Namibia doesn't sort of follow the trend that you see in Ghana and Uganda at the moment, where their business literally is to snub the gay community, because on those items, they will actually show which ones are the country that welcome you and which ones not. Okay, having said that, Gita Petzold of the Hospitality Association of Namibia, obviously known as HAN, is at the ITB, or was there, and has graciously sent us a couple of interviews that she conducted on the spot. So we've got a video today of her talking to Daniela Grunewald. She's the daughter of the well-known Namibian hotelier Ulf Grunewald of the Nest Hotel in Luderitz down the south. Daniela is currently spending a year abroad at the Living Hotel Großer Kurfürst, which you can see here in the photos. It's in the heart of Berlin as part of the Han Tourism Training Roadmaps program. And the video that we're bringing you today was made at the opening of the ITB, at which occasion only selected visitors and guests were able to be invited and attend. But have a look at the video.
We are here in the Hotel zum Großen Kurfürst in the center of Berlin. And with me I have Daniela Grunewald. She's actually Namibian, but currently working at this very special hotel. They've got a very fancy evening today, Oriental Night, as part of the ITB program. And Daniela's just finished her shift, or about to finish her shift. She's been here since October, so you've lived through one winter. Tell us about your experiences. How's Germany for you?
So I started work on the 1st of November officially, and winter was great. It was really nice, obviously experiencing a lot of different weather changes. That obviously was the first time for me, the snow, the rain, and I mean, back home we don't have rain as often, so it was really beautiful being able to, experience all of that. In terms of work, it's been quite exciting, a different way of working, different way of operating compared to back home. However, I've definitely learned a lot, observed a lot, and you just have to adjust to the times and where you are in the situation and where you work. And I mean, lifestyle is different, but it's interesting. You learn something new every day.
Germany and Namibia are so far apart, but I'm sure that the job as such, working in hospitality, being at the hotel front office, seems to be what you do best anyway. So would you say that Namibia is very far off the mark in terms of the hospitality service provision that you experience or that you have to deliver here, or where does Namibia rate?
I would definitely say Namibia is quite high in terms of service. I think we're not too bad or too far off actually. So we've definitely got a certain edge sometimes. Working in a big hotel like this, it's difficult to be personal with the guests. So I don't know. I don't know how Namibians do it, but we always seem to get it right to add that personal touch. And that definitely, it enhances customer experience. We have customers always coming back and saying that what you did, it really did add a different element. So, no, definitely that I would say.
Daniela, what would you say to young Namibians who don't know what they should do in terms of study or profession? Would you recommend sort of a year out in the wilderness like you have it here in Germany now? It is
Yes,
quite a
the
wild
wilderness, yeah.
the wildlife. I mean, completely different to Africa, but I'm sure the experience that you will take with you forever.
Yes, no, definitely. I would highly recommend it. It changed me as a personal, personally in terms of how I think, how I adapt, the different, just how I generally work now is completely different to what I did 3-4 months ago. Because I think you're sometimes in this habit and you do the same thing every day, but here you have to adapt, you have to change continuously with the time, with the people. They don't just, it's not always routine, which is nice. There's always a challenge every day. And I think that, definitely that has enhanced my experience by far. Really, yeah.
What would Namibians need to bring with them if they wanted to survive a year in Berlin? Like you are almost, were you halfway through that year?
Halfway,
But
almost.
what is it that you needed most and enjoyed most here?
I think what anyone would need most is definitely an open mind. You need to come here with an open mind, otherwise it will be difficult to adjust. I mean, it wasn't easy the first few weeks. It's a different type of lifestyle, there's different rules here, different regulations as a foreigner you have to adapt to, and I think that shocked me the most, obviously. However, you need to come with an open mind and be willing to change and adapt. Definitely change and adapt.
Yeah. You are working in the center of Berlin. Berlin is a very cosmopolitan city, but what would you say is the importance of knowing at least a little bit of German? Is that a requirement to be able to live in Germany?
Well, Berlin is not Germany. I say to many people, it's still very international. So wherever you go, you're able to still squeeze in a few English words, of course. But then you do have the German people that come in who prefer speaking in German. However, they're so understanding because they appreciate someone from the outside trying to learn the language. And you have a sense of them trying to help you, trying to, engage you in conversation so that you can also learn, which I think is actually key because we all have to learn the language sometime. But many people are so very understanding, which I think is really great. I was a little afraid that my German wouldn't be so great. However, people are so understanding and they assist and they aren't afraid to say, what you said wasn't quite right, but let me help you. And you remember that for the next occasion when you have a similar interaction, and then it's obviously easier to help the next guest. So I think, no, I've never had a problem with that.
Very cool. So I think your front desk is calling you. You still have half an hour of your late shift to do. And I see the people are very happy in your hotel. Of course, the first is hanging on the wall and the people are not ready to go yet. So it's going to be another late night for you, Daniela, but I'm sure you will master it. Thanks.
Right, and that was Daniela Grunewald, who was taking us through the system and just showing us that it's actually something other people or young people in Namibia would want to consider. Then we've got the Sustainable Development Awards, and so the 4th Sustainable Development Awards have officially been launched, featuring sustainable mining and exploration activities as a new category this year. With 11 categories, the awards are scheduled to be held on 19 June, with a deadline for nominations closing on 11 April. Now, the awards intend to recognize the importance of integrated sustainability into the core of business and industry, as well as the daily lives of all Namibians. The awards will further recognize and reward the contributions of outstanding individuals and institutions in the field of sustainable development. And this year, the awards target the private sector and SMEs, community level natural resource management, and then utilization initiatives, research and development, youth action for sustainable development, pioneering journalism in the field of sustainable development, green banks, school in action for sustainable development, women in action for the same stuff, artists, sustainable mining and exploration activities, and even thought leadership. It's a ministerial award. All individuals, organizations, businesses, companies, and community groups are invited to submit applications within respective categories. Shifeta, that is our Minister Shifeta, Pohamba Shifeta, he's the Minister of Tourism, or actually Environment, Forestry and Tourism, MEFT, said the 4th edition of the awards comes at a crucial juncture. Our future hinges on investing in the well-being of our planet. It calls upon governments, institutions, businesses, and civil society to accelerate change towards a prosperous, sustainable world. It's a call to reduce our carbon footprint, protect biodiversity, and promote sustainable practices. The awards pictures that we show you here have been taken from the EIF site and are credited to Nocella Captures. So I just wanted to at least credit the people that we have gotten it from. Right, and then finally we've got hippos, which are endangered once again, and this one is up in the Zambezi region. Now, some of you will remember in 2019, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism quickly reacted and helped out when around 60 hippopotami got stranded at Longara at Kavimbi in the Zambezi region of Namibia. The Chobe had dried up and these animals had nowhere to go, and especially they had nothing to drink. So recently, Anton Duplessis voiced his concern that the same fate will now affect around 100 hippos in that area as the river is drying out once again. The problem is that the old pump apparently needs to be taken into operation again to save these animals, and it's currently apparently not functional. So we often have brought you pictures of Simone Micheletti up there, Sarandella Lodge, and you will remember we always speak about him when we speak of Kaza Park. Well, he shared this drone footage that shows the current situation on the ground, thereby allowing you to actually get an impression yourself of the huge floodplain that is currently drying out at a time of the year when it should be full. He especially warned this is a typical landscape that you would get in September, October, and we're currently in February. So here you can see this large plain that's normally underwater, and suddenly we have nothing. Now it looks nice now because it's still sort of green, but the real dry season is only starting now. So you can really imagine how serious this problem will be over time. And some of these hippos don't have anywhere to go then. So here you can actually see the car of Simone Micheletti there close by the water. And here his children are obviously having a ball of their life. I know when I visited him up there, his children and friends, real proper boys all around and doing their things. So yeah, it's quite nice to be living in that sort of area. And obviously much greener than the background we've brought to you today. Right, but those are our topics today, and up next we've got destinations. Right, under destinations, first up today, we've got Chobe National Park, which is obviously found in the Kaza area. Here on this map, I tried to show you, it's quite a long way up there coming from Namibia, so from Windhoek in Namibia. So clearly you can either go via Botswana and see more of the delta, maybe even along the way, or you can take your trip through Namibia up to Rundu and then follow what was previously known as the Caprivi Strip, now Zambezi region. Any which way you choose, you will reach the Chobe National Park ultimately. So those are your two options. And then if you visit the internet site of Chobe National Park, you will be able to read the heading stumble upon wildlife wherever you go in beautiful Botswana. So they continue writing, after driving a few meters alongside the impressive Chobe Riverfront, your guide suddenly stops. An elephant family slowly wanders across the road, planning to take a bath. As you gaze at this amazing scene, you can hear the dull sound of heavy feet in the sand, the breathing and whiffing, an occasional trumpeting from these beautiful, mighty creatures. And they continue. One of the most awe-inspiring safari experiences is the up-close and personal meetings with wildlife at Chobe National Park, and we can assure you we'll have them frequently during your visit. Welcome to the park with some of the highest game density in all of Africa. Now, our colleague, Jareen Hoff, recently spent time up there, and she compiled a little contribution so as to give you an idea of what we are talking of here. So have a look at the video.
Nestled in the heart of northern Botswana, the Chobe National Park stands as a jewel in Africa's conservation crown. Covering over 11,000 square kilometers, it is renowned for its extraordinary biodiversity and captivating landscapes. The park's centerpiece is the Chobe River, a lifeline that supports an abundance of wildlife. As Botswana's first national park, Chobe provides a sanctuary for various ecosystems, from lush floodplains to dense woodlands. The park's diverse habitats host an array of wildlife, including buffalo, zebra, giraffe, and an impressive array of bird species. Chobe's wetlands attract large concentrations of water-dependent animals, creating a paradise for birdwatchers and wildlife enthusiasts alike. The Savuti Marsh within the park is a predator hotspot where lions, leopards, and hyenas engage in riveting interactions. Chobe is particularly famed for its colossal elephant herds, offering one of the continent's most spectacular displays of these majestic creatures. Chobe National Park isn't merely a destination for game drives. It's an immersive safari experience that offers boat cruises along the river, providing a unique perspective on its vibrant ecosystems. The park's commitment to conservation and sustainable tourism make it a prime destination for those seeking an authentic and ethical encounter with Africa's untamed beauty.
Right, and that's the Chobe National Park, and I'll tell you what, when I was there, I could actually see this is what happens. You stumble over them all the time. Right, up next we've got To the Point.
The Agenda is a weekly national affairs interview program hosted every Sunday by Namibian Sun editor Toyvon Jabela, featuring a panel of high-profile newsmakers, analysts, and experts. The Agenda aims to reach high-end news consumers seeking informed understanding of national issues. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and the Namibia Media Holdings Facebook platform. The Agenda focuses on interviews where we put the nation in the hot seat. Contact Agenda at synergy.com.na to get your product and service in the hot seat. The Agenda, focused on today's conversation.
So we return to the ITB in Berlin, obviously quite an important one, and especially in this case for us as Namibians, because Gitta of the Hospitality Association of Namibia, Han, sent us a short interview with Tim Dueyssen, who's the Chief Marketing Officer of Living Hotels Germany. But more importantly for us, he's also the founder of the Job Scooter Placement Agency, which amongst others is committed towards providing young Namibians with the opportunity to gain work experience, i.e. work for a year at a hotel in Germany. In other words, in that way, gain experience abroad. So in that regard, he has for the past year and a half been talking to the Namibian ambassador in Berlin, Martin Anjaba, in an effort to secure the German authorities' acceptance of young Namibians as interns in that country. Dueyssen is adamant that Germany can and should assist Namibians to gain insight and experience for the simple reason that Namibia's biggest number of foreign tourists outside the African continent continue to come from Germany. So Gitta also spoke to a couple of young Namibians in this case Naomi and Victor, who are currently working as interns in Germany. So we've brought you these video clips.
Hi Tim, wir sind jetzt hier bei der ITB, deswegen ist die Geräuschkulisse sehr wahrscheinlich so ein bisschen interessant. Aber ich will ganz kurz nochmal auf diese Initiative zurückgreifen, die letztes Jahr anfing bei dem Handkongress, beziehungsweise viel früher schon, als du uns angerufen hattest, nachdem du mit der Botschaft gesprochen hattest, zwecks Austausch Namibia-Deutschland, was Auszubildende im Tourismusbereich, also in der Gastronomie ist. Wo sind wir jetzt gerade da in dem Prozess?
Ja, sehr gerne, liebe Gitta. Also in diesem Moment erstmal geografisch. Wir sind hier jetzt gerade in Berlin auf der ITB. Um uns herum ist der Namibia-Stand. Wie die Gitta schon sagt, eine Geräuschkulisse. Was machen wir hier gerade? Wir werben für eine Partnerschaft zwischen Namibia und Deutschland, und zwar speziell im Tourismus, im Hospitality- und Tourism-Sektor. Das Ganze fing an vor ungefähr 1,5 Jahren hier in meinem Kopf. Als ich aus Südafrika kam, da betreibt die Firma, für die ich hauptberuflich arbeite, die Living Hotels, eine kleine Luxury Guesthouse in Camps Bay. Und eines Tages, als ich auf dem Flieger zurück nach Deutschland war, habe ich über den Fachkräftemangel nachgedacht, den wir hier haben. Und naja, wie es dann immer so kam, ich habe mal in der Nachbarschaft geschaut, links und rechts von Südafrika, bin in Namibia gelandet, habe mich in euer wunderschönes Land sofort verliebt, on the spot. Habe Gitta kennenlernen dürfen über einen Kontakt hier in der Botschaft in Namibia in Berlin. Da habe ich den Botschafter Anjaba besuchen dürfen und ihm meine Idee erzählt. Er hat mich sofort unterstützt, zu dir, Gitta, und zur Hahn den Kontakt gemacht, auch zur NUST University, die ja auch ausbilden. Ja, und jetzt sind wir ein Jahr später hier gemeinsam. Wir sprechen mit potenziellen Partnern. Wir haben in diesem einen Jahr auch schon Menschen, junge Menschen von Namibia nach Deutschland gebracht, die hier entweder eine Ausbildung machen oder als Fachkraft arbeiten. Und unsere Idee ist es, wenn sie hier gelernt haben und ihren Horizont, ich sag mal, im wahrsten Sinne erweitert haben, dann wieder nach Namibia zurückzugehen, um dort diese neuen Erkenntnisse in eure Industrie, in den Tourismus einzubringen und diesen wichtigen Sektor aufzubauen. Ich glaube, es gibt in Namibia schon eine ganz, ganz tolle Basis und man kann wirklich stolz sein auf die Zahlen, die ihr da habt. Ich glaube, 35% des gesamten Tourismus kommt aus dem deutschsprachigen Raum. Von dem, was ich gesehen habe, haben wir aber so viel Potenzial, was den Platz angeht, die Schönheit der Natur. Ihr nehmt Rücksicht auf die Natur. Wir haben ja inzwischen viel gelernt. Sanfter Tourismus, es soll nichts kaputt gemacht werden. Aber wir haben noch ganz, ganz viel Platz, Geld in euer Land zu bringen und damit halt auch die Chance auf Wachstum. Ich weiß, es war jetzt eine sehr ausführliche Antwort, aber das ist das, was alles gerade hier rumspuckt in meinem Kopf.
Perfekt, es ist auch sehr animierend, hier auf der ITB zu sein, weil man kriegt unheimlich viele Ideen. Ich will einfach nur mal zurückspringen. Wir sind jetzt hier auf Namibia-Stand. Die Aktivität ist einfach horrend, das Interesse nach wie vor bei der ITB auf dem Namibia-Stand so beschäftigt wie noch nie. Und gestern hatte ich das Gespräch mit Daniela Grunewald, die ist einer der Namibier, der jetzt an den Living Hotels arbeitet hier und die schlägt sich mit Bravour, also alles top.
Good day everyone, my name is Naomi. I used to be a former student at NUST. I studied tourism management. I'm currently working for Gondwana and I'm attending the ITB show this year. I just want to encourage every one of you out there, please do go study tourism, especially at NUST. It's one of the best universities in Namibia. And yeah, definitely this is not a job, it's a calling. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Hi, good day everybody. My name is Victor Shimwandi and I'm a proud NUST alumni. Did my undergraduate and my postgraduate there. I'm currently employed with O&L Leisure, which is a group of companies in Namibia. We own 4 properties. I'm currently at ITB Berlin representing not only my company but also Namibia as a destination. I would encourage you out there to invest in education in the right platforms. NUST is one of that platform that gives you the skills required for you to be successful within the tourism industry. So if you can and if you have opportunity, please go out there and equip yourself with the skills required to make not only Namibia a successful destination, but tourism to bring people out of the streets and create employment opportunities as far as we can. Thank you so much.
Right, and those are the two latter ones were Naomi and Victor, and clearly you can see full of energy, wanting to do a thing or two. And if it is something that sort of tickles you as well, maybe that's where you need to go and maybe make contact with Gitta Petzold of Han, and in that way get involved in that sort of thing. This brings us to the end of the show today. I hope you found it quite entertaining. And next week, I'm sure it will be Jemima Ndebele who will be taking you through the show again. Until then, remain safe and goodbye.